Hello everyone, I'm Cliff, this is my shed. And if you're wondering why it's not much of a shed, you'll have to look at some of my other videos and see what's happened in the last few weeks to my shed. But this video is about this Scheppach Tiger 3000 variable speed whetstone grinder sharpener. I got this for my birthday, just after I had my shed fire, but I need to sort out my chisels and planes, so I thought I'd get it out and sharpen up some chisels and planes with it, see if it's any good. So I thought I'd do an unboxing and first use video. So let's get it unboxed. Now in the box we've got the instructions, a couple of little screwy things. Thing that the lid comes off of. I'm guessing that's polishing paste for the lever wheel. Got the angle gauge. That looks like it's the jig that holds your planes and chisels. And there's the whetstone wheel, fair old weight. It's a big thing, I think it's 250mm in diameter and 63mm across, I think. Let's stick that up on the bench. Right, that's the guide. Goes on it somewhere. And there is the grinder. Oh. Well, after the wheel that was a shock, because that's as light as ever that. I mean, it is only plastic body, so I want in there something else in there. I think that's probably the knife grinding jig. And that, I believe, is the stone grader. Right, let's get this up on the bench and I'll move the camera. And this is it out of the box. You've got the wheel, the abrasive paste, the chisel and plane jig, chisel and plane iron jig I should say. I'm pretty sure that's a knife jig. Got these two little what's-names that obviously hold this in place. Angle gauge, the stone grader and the instructions. And here is the machine. This I believe is some sort of tensioner for this lever wheel. And then go around this side. This is obviously on off button and the speed control. Right, well I'm going to have a read of the instructions and get the wheel mounted on there and I'll be back. So I've put it together. Well, I put the wheel on anyway. When I turn it on, now the camera will pick that up from that angle. See if I get it around here. You see that bit of side wobble on that? Not all that happy about that. So I've had a look at the spindle. The spindle looks fine. Spindle looks like it's spinning fine, so I think I'm going to have to try and straighten that up a bit. So if I just spin it, if I hold the spindle, I'm holding the spindle with this hand. If I just spin the wheel, it's got that sideways wobble on it. So I'm guessing it's the hole in the middle that's not drilled perfectly square. It looks like it's got some sort of sleeve or something in the middle, which is all crumbly. See if I can get that on the camera. It's got this like little sleeve that's quite crumbly, so I presume this hole is drilled and then they do something else in there. Also got a couple of little tiny chips out of the edges, which ain't all that great. So it comes up against these two washers, the actual wheel. So what I'm going to do is cut a couple of little bits of cardboard on, stick them on these, and just see if I can take that sideways wobble out. So here's my two washers with two bits of cardboard stuck on them. And my plan is to try and jiggery poke them and see if I can straighten up the wheel. Well, I think my cardboard trick has made it ever so slightly better, but it's still got a wobble, and I've been messing about with it for about 20 minutes. I can't get it any better than this. There's still a fair bit of wobble on the wheel. I suppose at some later stage I could drill it out and try and put a sleeve in there, but with my workshop the way it is at the moment, that's not really an option. So I'm going to have to go with this and see how I get on with this, I suppose. Well, as near as I can make out, I've got that on the 30-degree angle there. So I'll tighten all this up. I had to go a long way. I think I might have moved it. So have a look. There's the 30 gone there. That's about 30 degrees. Right, I'll get some water in it and give it a blast. What I didn't realise is when you're filling it up, there's a little can't fill it any more than that hole. So now I've chucked water all over the shop. Just move the chisel and soak the blade a bit, the wheel a bit, make sure it's nice and slow. Well, the wheel's nice and wet. Actually not that wet. I'll have to move this up a bit. A bit more water in it. Start grinding. I think I've got this in the wrong way round because I can only go that far. I'm going to have to do it all again. Right, this stone seems to be soaking up quite a lot of water. I think I'll just give it a bit more water until it I did read the instructions. I didn't see anything about making sure you soak the stone, but I know you mustn't leave the stone in it. There's about taking the stone out of the water, but it does seem to take a lot of soaking up. Well, that seems to have taken up the water. These chisels of mine have been sharpened very badly in the past, so I'm guessing this is going to take quite a while. I can certainly feel the wobble though. Let's see what's happening. I'm going to give the stone grader a try with the rough side. Got no idea if this wheel was rough or not. The camera will pick that up. It had started to grind it. This is on its slowest speed at the moment, but I can certainly feel that wobble. Could do with a diamond dresser or something on it. You can buy one. Toolmech do a really good one that sort of locks on it. Maybe I'll make when my workshop's up and running properly. For now I'd just like to try and get some let's see where we're gone with that. You can certainly see where it's grinding. I don't think I've got it quite straight in there though. Just see if I can alter that a little bit. Everything you're going to have to do say about truing this wheel up though. Feels like I'm riding a wave on this. sure using it will true it up a bit in the whatever you'd call this angle. Certainly doing a job though. That's going to show up. It's a bit straighter now. I think I should have put a bit more time into squaring this. I'm quite surprised how aggressive it is. It's not taken that long to get that down to there. It's not right to the end yet, but I'm going to put a 20-degree angle on it now for the bevel. It's a lot quicker than I expected. So hopefully to do the bevel I can just undo these, move this up a bit. That looks about it. Tighten that up. Right, so what I think I'll do is dress the wheel with the other side of this, smooth side. Don't really know how long you've got to do this for. That should be the smooth. Now just give it the bevel. And going how aggressive that was before, it won't take long to get this bevel on here at all. It's already there. Again, it's not quite straight again, but a tiny bit. Quite sure how I'm going to square this. I'm doing that the wrong way somehow. A lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I've got to tell you, after my initial disappointment at the wobbly wheel, it don't seem to make any difference to its performance, and I'm very happy with that. So, now the leather wheel. I did soak this in oil earlier, only a bit of WD-40. Soaked everything else around it as well. Stick a bit of this paste on, got no idea of the quantities you need. I found a cleaner rag to do this with, but give that a go then. Speed this up a bit, I think. A lovely edge on that. Need a bit of work with the getting the angle right slightly off there, and maybe a load of crap on the chisel. That's as sharp as I ever want a chisel. Well, I've been having a play with it. I've sharpened an handful of chisels with it, a couple of planer blades, a kitchen knife, and despite the wobbly wheel, I am very impressed with it. Particularly this chisel here. I've had this chisel probably for about 30 years, and from the very first time I sharpened it, it's never really looked like this again. It's a 2-inch chisel, and I will confess that this and the planer blades were a little bit tricky to sharpen, but that's mostly due to the fact that over the years I've ground them badly, and there was I mean, I've only ever done them on a bench grinder, never got them right, could never get them square, and there was a lot of facets, we can call them, all over them. But I mean, I could get a bit of paper and start slicing it up with them, but you can take my word for it that these are incredibly sharp. This machine is very capable of putting a very sharp edge on a bit of metal. What can I say about it? It does everything it's supposed to do. There are a couple of niggles with it. I mean, the wobbly blade, the wobbly stone, that is a bit of a niggle. But it's more of a niggle than a problem. It doesn't seem to affect the sharpening at all. It sharpens perfectly and square and flat. There is a bit of a problem, I would say, when you're doing wider blades, like the 2-inch blade on my chisel and the bigger planer blades I was doing, big plain blades. It throws the water off, it misses the trough. I did do a bit of close-up filming, and I'll try and put a picture in the picture of what's happening with that. And again, if you're using it on anything other than the very slowest speed, it chucks water out of this end if you haven't dropped the tank. But it does tell you to drop the tank in the instructions when you're using the honing wheel faster than the sort of slowest speed. So is it worth it? Is it worth the money? Well, I mean, it was a present, so that don't really come into it for me. I mean, I first saw a version of one of these, the Toolmech one, probably 35 years ago at the woodworking exhibition at the Ali Pally, and I've wanted one ever since, but I've never bought one because they're too dear, especially the Toolmech one. That's a lot of money. But this does a fantastic job for sharpening your chisels and plane blades. Where it will come into its own, I think, is when I get it sorted out in here. I intend to make a jig to sharpen my planer thickness of blades. I mean, I'm not in a position to do that at the moment, but I will do that at some point, and I'll probably make some other jigs to do me turning tools and other bits and pieces. And definitely I want to make a diamond dresser for this, so that you get, I mean, this, I don't know how accurate this bar, because this can go in more than one position, sort of. And obviously that affects where that's the blade is going to sit on this wheel as the angle goes. But I'm not used to using it yet, and even though I'm not used to using it, I've only done a few things with it, I'm really impressed with it. Especially my big old 2-inch chisel, I am really impressed with the edge on that. More with the, I mean, obviously it's sharp, but it's the flatness of it, because I'll tell you, it really hasn't looked like that for 29 years and 11 months probably. Anyway, that's it. I mean, it's not something you'd use every day, but if you did, I mean, years ago I made pine furniture, I had a workshop doing that, and that's when I really would have liked to have had this. It was a present. It's fantastic. Would I buy one? Yeah, I would. Even to sharpen half a dozen chisels, it's been a joy. And getting all these nice square flat edges on my chisels, it's brilliant. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Don't forget to subscribe.